Hey, what's up? My name is Seth Grable. I'm a magician and illusionist. I've been featured on America's Got Talent, Millionaire Matchmaker, Hell's Kitchen, and everything in between. Today, we're going to be talking about how to use sleight of hand with guns.
So, Nephi, tell us about the problem.
Right? Everybody knows that you don't draw against a drawn weapon. Well, you're not starting these problems. You're not the one initiating this, so somebody else is the one dictating it. Now you got a gun in your face and you think, I can't get to it. So what do? You comply. And oftentimes that makes the situation worse, and now you're worried about them getting your gun.
So you give them all your money, and then they possibly can get your gun, and you're screwed. Tell us, how can you protect yourself? Did you figure out a solution?
We do have a solution. That's why I brought you here today.
We got a solution.
We got a solution.
Here we go.
We don't want to just think about carrying it in a holster or carrying it, in a purse or just the stereotypical places that people carry. That's number one, predictable. Number two, not necessarily the most convenient for you, and it's definitely not the most tactically advantageous for you to do that. Mm-hmm. So I've been working with a system called a wedge gun for quite a while now, and it's...
So what is a wedge gun?
Right. So what a wedge is that little tiny space between my confronting you and you reacting. That little tiny space. It needs to be bigger.
It's a quick delay. And so with sleight of hand, it's a similar thing.
Yes.
Sleight of hand, I show you X, but I'm doing Y. Mm-hmm. And so Y, you don't know about Y. So I'm gonna screw you up with Y. And you're not gonna even understand it. So that's kind of the same thing with the wedge. The wedge is basically the sleight of hand.
It's a mental sleight of mind.
Yeah. And by the way, half of the sleight of hand stuff is mind tricks.
Yeah, that's why I wanted you to come here and go through this with me, because I've been doing this and it literally opens the eyes of all my students. Literally at the point I say, what are you going to do when there's a gun in your face? You're going to get to your gun? Are you that fast? Because so many people are looking at Instagram and they're watching all these guys and they're shooting fast and draw from the... When are you going to get to use that?
Yeah, it's unrealistic at best.
It is unrealistic. And here's the other thing. What about people that are carrying weapons for personal protection that are older or that have issues? The beauty of a wedge gun, as we're going to explain, is that it gives a win to literally anyone, no matter what their physicality is, no matter what their strength is, size.
We're just setting up we're giving the person with the wedge the advantage. Yeah, the wedge's got the advantage overall, so let's see it.
Okay, so how you use a wedge, first, there's the mental side of the wedge. You have to, number one, not show fear.
Confidence.
Yes.
Confidence is number one. By the way, that is 100% with magic. So with my sleight of hand, I could mess up, show you that I messed up, but then still fool you.
Yeah, you recover.
Well, I do it on purpose often, to catch them off guard. I catch them off guard by messing up on purpose.
So a wedge is a mental delay that gives us more time, right? Cool. Mm-hmm. But more time for what?
What?
Right. More time for what?
What?
Exactly.
That was my wedge, right?
It gives you a wedge, right? Yeah. So once you have that wedge in place, now you have more time. Because that's the one thing people don't have enough of, especially in these confrontations.
It's instant.
You need a wedge to extrapolate that timeline and give you an opportunity to put your actions in play or your response. This is something you should be thinking about ahead of time.
Sure.
Now, how important is your life to you?
My life is very important to me. I don't want anything to happen to it.
Right. So we need to dedicate our right hand and our right pocket to our personal protection. That's the first foundation of a wedge gun. Okay. Now, a wedge gun, how I use it, two separate ways. Number one, I keep it upside down in my pocket and I thumb fire it from under here.
Yeah.
Right?
So that's and that, once you get used to it and you practice just that, your wedge is quick. Right?
Well, the thing is, you have to have the wedge in place beforehand. So if you're in an area that's not secured and you feel issues about it, or a little hair on the back of your neck standing up, right? You put your hand on your wedge.
But not only that, I would think you also have to practice firing
Yes.
just like that, because
Of course.
you don't just automatically learn that.
No, but it is actually quite easy, right? Because I have the Ruger LCR. I love this gun for a wedge gun because the hammer doesn't interfere at all. So I can literally grab it from here and fire it with my thumb.
Cool.
From that 90 degrees. So most people are going to keep a gun in their pocket and then they're going to try to reach in their pocket and draw, but that lets the other person know. It's telegraphing, right? If you single out one pocket, you're saying that you're going for something. But if you went like this and then put your hands in both pockets, that would veil what you were doing. So
So I was just gonna say that is a sleight of hand trick, totally right there. You know, when someone goes, I usually go, oh, where is my stuff? And right then I know where my stuff is.
Right.
I'm patting myself down. By the way, I also do it to someone that I'm going to steal from, a pickpocket, because I do pickpocketing for fun, just for fun. I go, hey, I found your wallet here. And then they go,
they show you where it is.
they show me exactly where it is because they go, it's not here. No, it's here.
Yeah.
You know, so that's.
But this is what we want to use, right? We want to use things on your opponent that they don't see operating.
You want to have the advantage. So show me how this is going to work.
So, well, let's just say an upper wedge, right, which is in your jacket pocket. But depending on the weather, especially here in Vegas, it gets really hot. You confront me, right? You point the blue gun at me and say, "Give me everything."
Give me everything.
Now, at this moment, who drew on a drawn weapon?
I guess I did.
You did.
But I didn't know about your drawn weapon.
That's right.
Yeah. So you have the confidence.
I already had you the moment you walked up to me. Right? Because no matter what, I could be, hey, well, what's the issue? And then you say, give me all your crap. And if the situation warrants it, I can discharge my weapon without any cause and effect.
Right. You're basically tricking them. So what would you do? Give me your money.
If he said, give me my money, and I felt like he was a real threat, right, I would just pull the trigger from my pocket. Bang, bang.
Yeah.
And this works on such a better level because he doesn't have a cause and effect or a movement to give him mental preparation for it. Now, this is not a primary gun. This is not a backup. Most people use these as one or the other. Usually a revolver as a backup, but I'm going to make revolvers great again. Right? Watch. This is a pre-gun.
Okay.
A wedge gun is designed to bridge the gap between that tiny moment. That's the deciding factor in how this incident goes.
Okay.
So having that wedge, right, goes fired from my pocket from concealment. So you're concealing your weapon, you're concealing your draw, and you're concealing the discharge. Right? Then you fire the weapon from your pocket, or what other format you have your wedge hidden in, right? And then you got time to get to your primary in case you need something more, but hopefully you don't, because then you have to impound both guns.
Well, either way, the guy, the thief, will probably be on the floor at that point or gone. So
this is a game changer, man.
Yeah, it just puts you in control as opposed to you not in control. That's basically what it does.
That's the premise of a wedge, is to give the win back to the good guy where it belongs.